Hey, Jim.
Hi, Joe.
First question is, what is the worst thing that's ever happened to you on stage?
What is the worst thing? Like one time when I was starting off, I started off in New York because I'm not from New York, and I did this place called the Uptown Comedy Club, which is on 125th Street, and so I went up there for their New Jack series, which is new comics, and I went up there, and they didn't think I wanted to go on, but I wanted to go on, and I was like, yeah, I'd like to go on, and they go, all right, so the guy introduced me off stage. They're like, all right, our next comic is a white guy, and there was a lot of booing going on. And then the guy looked at it and he was like, and he goes, and this guy is really white. And then it was like double booing. And then I was like walking to the stage, and it was just like somebody tried to trip me or something like that. I was probably up there like 20 seconds, but I just knew that it was. I knew that it was just like not like my best set, you know. And then there was another time. Did you ever do the triple N?
The what?
The triple N? Well, you might not have because it's a bar. It's not a comedy club. And I used to do that place because I don't know why I did, but it was like a show that started at 12 and ended at 3, and it was on Friday and Saturday. And I did that once, and I was dealing with this heckler, and I was kind of having a bad night. So I kicked him in the chest, and he grabbed my foot and he like pulled me down, and I was very lucky I didn't get my ass kicked.
How and where did you get started doing comedy?
How did I get started in comedy? I actually, I got a scholarship. The reason I got started in comedy is I did this improv class, and there was another guy in this improv class, and he had dared me to do this stand-up course. And I said, all right, I'll do it. That first night, it went well, so it's like a rush. It's like the best high, so it's not so bad. It was.
I never thought of quitting, and why?
Have I ever thought of quitting? I don't think that I could quit. You know what I mean? I don't think it's like I don't necessarily. No, I don't think I could quit.
You couldn't quit?
No, not unless I got like certain goals achieved.
So if you're saying if you got a sitcom or started doing movies, you would quit?
Not necessarily even that. I mean, like if I did, I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I want to get to a certain level where I feel like I am a comic. So when people ask me, "You're a comic?" I can go, "Yeah," without like this dread of fear running over me, like I'm lying or something. But that's my shit.
Some of the successful comics you worked with, some of the bigger names that you want to maybe tell a story about.
I remember, I worked with this one guy in this place called Snickers in Indiana. I had probably been doing comedy 5 months, and I'm from Indiana, so I went back there and I was like, "Hey, I'm the New York comic, I'll kill." And I went back there and I tanked. And I asked this one guy who did all these jokes out of a book, I was really what should I do? And he just looked at me and said, "You should quit." And he goes, "You should quit." He goes, "You're just not that good at it." And I was just so mortified. I just think I just blanked it out, But he was like,
you can't say who that is.
He was a nobody.
What would you say is your greatest moment in your career so far?
So far, the thing where where I felt most accomplished was actually probably getting Dr. Katz.
Dr. Katz.
Just because that's a respected show, and or I not to sound too corny, but like honestly, like it's not so much passing clubs or anything like that. It's like having the respect of other comics.
Who are your favorite comics today? Who were your influences?
My influences, I would say definitely Letterman. I mean, you grow up in Indiana, I like Louis Anderson too. I would say now my influences are probably more like Dave Attell.
Okay.
He's funny. I mean, he's just so prolific, and it's just, you know what I mean?
So you respect the Dave Attell. What can you say about somebody like that?
Well, I respect him just because he's just driven, he just does the shit, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
But, and also the sacrifice that has to be undertaken. He's not gonna get to a certain level because he throws a great cocktail party. You know what I mean? And it's like the people that run this business. If they got rid of like everyone that ran this business, and they asked comics like to run it,
Right.
it would have the same outcome that will happen eventually, but it would only happen 5 years quicker.
Fast.
It's like, because somebody's sitting there watching like a TV show like Seinfeld, and they're going, okay, what makes this show good? Well, what makes it good is, it's well written, original, and great comedic acting.
Right.
But instead, they're like, set in New York, so we'll set every show in New York. You know what I mean? Or like they'll be like, you know what I mean? I don't know what they're thinking, but they're just, I don't know.
That was a good point.
All right, I'm shy.
What in this business you hate?
I don't think you have enough film, really.
Really?
Who do I hate? I'll tell you something. That's like my biggest problem. Every comic, I think, has to deal with like rejection, being treated like hell. You're not getting it because you don't have the long enough sideburns and everything. But I just think that I take things much more personal than other people, and that's
so there's
a problem.
name that you hate.
I think if you would have asked me a year ago, I would have like said 3 names. But like I actually know that like it's like maybe I'm getting older, but it's like I know that like being obsessed with that shit does no good. You know what I mean? And it's like maybe you call me at the right time. Maybe next week I'll be like chewing on a handrail or something like that. But that was a good run. but
Goals to achieve from stand-up comedy.
To do like Letterman, probably something like that. But then again, I don't have any control over what's going to be going on there. You know what I mean? But I guess it's probably to just get pretty good and like I said, get to a point where I feel like I'm a good comic. You know what I mean? To be honest, I would love to have a film career, like where I'm like a character actor or something like that. I just want to like at least get into the party. You know what I mean? It's like half the time you just feel like, why do they get to go in and I don't? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But just like I would like to build an acting career.